Hello? Hello? Marvin, I think we're on. Here? No, get back a little bit. Okay. Oh, hello, boys and girls. This is Marvin T. Moose, and we are here for our second wonderful week with our lovable librarians for fractured fairy tales. Antlers. Antlers. Oh, get back. Okay, how's this? That's good. Okay, and now introducing Miss Lynn, and away we go.
Well, good morning, boys and girls. We're going to read, first of all, Goldilocks and the Three Dinosaurs. And that is written by Mo Willems. Once upon a time, there were three dinosaurs. Papa Dinosaur, Mama Dinosaur, and some other dinosaur who happened to be visiting from Norway. Well, one day, for no particular reason, the three dinosaurs made up their beds, positioned their chairs, just so, and cooked 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding in various temperatures. Oh boy, said Papa Dinosaur in his loud and booming voice. This is finally time to leave and go to the someplace. Yes, confirmed Mama Dinosaur. I sure hope no innocent little succulent child comes by our unlocked home while we are somewhere. The other dinosaur made a loud noise that sounded like a big evil laugh, but was probably just a polite Norwegian expression. The three dinosaurs went someplace else and were definitely not hiding in the woods waiting for an unsuspecting kid to come by. There they go. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, a poorly supervised little girl named Goldilocks came traipsing along. Just then, the forest boomed with what could have been a dinosaur yelling, "Gotcha!" But I'm pretty sure it was just the wind. The loud noise was immediately followed by another loud noise that sounded kind of like, "Be patient, Papa Dinosaur, the trap is not yet sprung." But that could have been just a rock falling or a squirrel. See him hiding in the woods? Either way, Goldilocks was not the type of girl who happened to listen to anyone or anything. For example, Goldilocks never listened to warnings about the dangers of barging into a strange, enormous house. So, as soon as Goldilocks came across a strange and enormous house, she barged right in. There she goes, right through the door. Inside, Goldilocks immediately smelled 3 bowls of delicious chocolate pudding. Mmm, said Goldilocks. That chocolate pudding smells delicious. If I could only get all the way up to the top of the counter. Then Goldilocks noticed a very tall ladder that just happened to be there and certainly was not left there on purpose. Goldilocks climbed up the ladder and found herself face to face with 3 gigantic bowls of chocolate pudding. The first bowl of chocolate pudding was too hot, but Goldilocks ate it all anyway because, hey, it's chocolate pudding, right? And who doesn't like that? The second bowl of chocolate pudding was too cold, But who cares about the temperature when you've got a big bowl of chocolate pudding? Not her. The third bowl of chocolate pudding was just right, but Goldilocks was on such a roll by now, she hardly noticed. She ate all that too. Soon Goldilocks was stuffed like one of those delicious chocolate-filled little girl bonbons, which, by the way, are totally not the favorite things in the whole world for dinosaurs. Tired and groggy, Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs in the living room. So she climbed down the ladder and walked out of the kitchen to the chairs. The first chair was too tall. The second chair was too tall. But the third chair was too tall. So Goldilocks wasn't going to climb that high just to sit in some chair. So she hiked over to the bedroom. And when she got there, Goldilocks noticed that the beds were also gigantically big. "What is going on around here?" groaned the exhausted girl. "The bears that live here must be nuts." Just then, the room filled with a loud, booming noise that was either a passing truck or a dinosaur gloating, "A few more minutes and she'll be asleep. Delicious chocolate pudding-filled little girl bonbons are yummier when they're rested." Even a little girl who never listens to anyone or anything had to hear that. Look at, they're peeking in at her, those dinosaurs. Goldilocks took a minute to stop and think, which was longer than she was used to stopping and thinking. "Hey," she told herself, "this isn't some bear's house. This is a dinosaur's house." Say what you like about Goldilocks, but she was no fool. As quickly as she could, she ran to the back door and got out of there. There she goes. Then a loud plane flew by, which sounded pretty much like a trio of dinosaurs yelling, "Now!" or "Charge!" or the Norwegian expression for "chewy bonbon time." They come rushing in. Suddenly and completely coincidentally, the 3 dinosaurs rushed through the front door. But they were too late. No more Goldilocks. Goldilocks was gone, and all that was left in the house were 3 disappointed dinosaurs. The end. But the moral of the story is, if you ever find yourself in the wrong story, then leave. That's what she was looking for, was the bear's house. And the moral for dinosaurs is, lock the back door. Maybe they'll remember next time. The end.
Yay! Thank you, Miss Lynn. That was wonderful. And now we'll have a story by Miss Betsy. And away we go.
Hi, boys and girls. My story for you today is a Maynard Moose tale called Rapunzel and the 7 Dwarfs. Now, this story has a lot of made-up words in it, so the author, who is Willie Claflin, used his imagination. Far away in the northern tiny woods, there lives a storyteller named Maynard Moose. Every full moon in the forest, the animals come from near and far to hear him tell the old Mother Moose tales handed down so long ago. Young and old, big and small, fur and feather, the woodland creatures gathered round and settled down on the moss and branch and log to listen. Did you ever hear a story that would go on? And when you would get to the end, you would scratch your hairs and ask yourself, gee, what was that all about? And no matter how much you would ask yourself, you still wouldn't know? Well, here's a story just like that. It's called Rapunzel and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, there was a girl named Punzel with long, long goldy hair. Her hair was so long that it dragged out from behind her along the ground. It got dragged through mud puddles, and kids run over it on their bicycles, and it became extremely filthified, all full of sticks and twigs and little nastified wedgies of glop. This was driving Punzel nanas, so one day she decided to go to the witch's place to see if there's some kind of magic spell or gel that could keep her hairs clean. The witch tried everything. She tried spells, and she tried gels, and she even tried a beehive hairdo, but nothing worked. So instead, she locked Punzel in a tall, tall tower to keep her hairs from dragging on the ground. Every day, the witch would come to the bottom of the tower, and she would say, "Punzel, Punzel, Goldie fair, Punzel, Punzel, let down the hair." And Punzel would let down her hair, and the witch would climb up and give her something to eat. Well, one day, there come along a handsome prince riding on a snow-white moose, a noble beast. And the prince would peek out from behind a tree, and he see how the witch call up to Punzel, and how she climb up the hairs and then back down again. So when the witch go away, the prince decide he's going to try the same thing. The handsome prince, he tiptoe to the bottom of the tower, and he say real quiet, 'cause he don't want the witch to hear him and turn him into a toad or something. "Punzel, Punzel, Goldie fair, Punzel, Punzel, let down the hair." But he don't say the words loud enough for Punzel to hear him real good. Her think him say, "Let down a pear." So she fling a big juicy pear out the window. Splot! It hit the prince right on the shoe. He get out his little monogram princely hanky, and he wipe off the shoe, and he try again. "Punzel, Punzel, Goldie fair, Punzel, Punzel, let down the hair." But this time, Punzel sneezed just when he say hair, and she think he say, "Let down your chair." And she flung down a heavy chair out the window. The chair hit the prince on the head, and he was knocked unconscionable. All his previous incarcerations fly by his eyeballs, and he wake up again, and he try one more time. "Punzel, Punzel, Goldie fair, Punzel, Punzel, let down the hair." This time Punzel hear him real good. She let her hair all the way down, and the handsome prince start to climb up. But the prince, he was a little bit chubbified. He weighed 512 pounds. The handsome prince was so heavy, when he start to climb up the hairs, he flipped Punzel right out the window. And she goes sailing through the air and land in a duck pond. Splash! Well, about that time, the seven dwarfs come by on their way home from digging gold in the mountain. There was clumsy, snoozy, cheerful, fearful, hyper, hungry, Griselda, ambidextrous, and sometimes bewildered. There were 8 or 9 seven dwarfs. So the 8 or 9 seven dwarfs see Punzel in the duck pond, and they do not want her to drownify herself. No. So they haul her out of the duck pond, and when Punzel tell them about how she has been locked up in the tower, the dwarfies decide to hide her away so the witch can't find her. 'Cause they're very worried the witch will become extremely angrified when she find out that Punzel run away. So through the forest they go, through the forest they go, until Punzel's long goldy hair get all snaggled up in a bramble bush, and she's stuck fast and cannot move. Well, the only way to set her free is to cut her hairs off, so they shaved Punzel bald as a bowling ball. Just then the full moon started to rise, and the full moon shining on top of Punzel's head make a little magic mirror there like a shiny crystal ball. And the dwarfies all gather round in a circle and they say, "Mirror, mirror on Punzel's head, is the witch alive or dead?" And a picture of the witch floated into view, and she is extremely angrified, hopping up and down and smashing teacups and crockeries. "Run away from me, will you, Punzel?" she said. "Well, I'll fix you." "Quick, quick," say the dwarfies, and they lead Punzel away through the forest until they get to their dwarfy hovel, and there they lock the door. Next morning, bright and early, off again go Clumsy, Snoozy, Cheerful, Fearful, Hyper, Hungry, Griselda, Ambidextrous, and sometimes Bewildered, to dig gold in the mountain. "Now you be careful, Punzel. You stay inside and don't open the door." But meanwhile, the witch disguised herself as an old rhinoceros and come through the forest with a wheelbarrow full of poisoned watermelons. And every time she losed the way, she used her magical extrasensory deceptions. "Mirror, mirror on a stick, show me the dwarfy's house real quick." And off on a new path she would go. Finally, she'd get to the dwarfy hovel and knock on the door with a fake rhino horn. Bonk, bonk. Punzel